Maybe I don't like superhero films. I am kidding. That is a joke. Just like this movie. So Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is the sequel to the surprising 2018 box office hit, Aquaman. And it is the final film of the DCEU.
Oh, thank God.
The film is directed by James Wan, and it stars Jason Momoa, Patrick Wilson, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Nicole Kidman, and Tamara Morrison. After failing to defeat Aquaman the first time, Black Manta wields the power of the mythical Black Trident to unleash an ancient and malevolent force. Hoping to end his reign of terror, Aquaman forges an unlikely alliance with his brother Orm to save the Seven Kingdoms. Alright, I might as well talk about some of the good that I did enjoy in this movie. And the first thing is Black Manta. Black Manta absolutely carried this movie. One of my biggest problems with the first Aquaman was that I feel like Black Manta was kind of just there. Like, he was just kind of in the way. Like, he didn't really do anything in the first film, in my opinion. But here in the sequel, I think he's given much more to do. And one could argue this feels more like a Black Manta movie than an Aquaman movie. In this film, you see Black Manta still has this quest for vengeance after the death of his brother, and he is going above and beyond to kill Aquaman by any means necessary. And I think that is one of the biggest highlights of the film. That was one of the few moments that actually kept me entertained. I did enjoy the action in here, I'm not gonna lie. The action in here really does have that James Wan essence when it comes to action, but there is one particular scene where it involves Aquaman and Black Manta fighting in the final act. And I would be lying if I said that scene wasn't dope. That scene that I am talking about is actually a one-shot scene that goes on for about 15 to 20 seconds. Yeah, that shit was high. And I also have to give credit on the imagination of the Lost Kingdom and also just the other Seven Kingdoms along with Atlantis. I do admire that a lot. Even when Orm and Aquaman travel to the Lost Kingdom, the journey getting there, it really reminded me of Journey to the Center of the Earth, which I'm not complaining about at all. But when it comes to the vibrant imagination of the Lost Kingdom, Atlantis, and the other kingdoms that I think we saw, I honestly don't even remember. But from what I do remember, it looks beautiful. I cannot deny it. It was very creative and imaginative. But yeah, that's all I've got for the good. And now we're on to the bad. This movie has one of the most incohesive, most incompetent, and most sloppy storylines I have ever seen in any superhero film in my entire life. This movie tried to be so many things all at once, and I feel like this movie was having an identity crisis. I felt like I was watching 3 different movies all in one. You had a revenge story, you had a buddy cop story, and then you also had a family drama story. Like, where's the cohesiveness here? The only thing that I really cared about was the revenge story. That was the only storyline that I truly cared about. The other 2 could have gone without it. And you know what? This movie has a 4th storyline, and that 4th storyline is about global warming. So you have a revenge story, a buddy cop story, a family drama story, and a story about the impacts of global warming / climate change. And this movie just did not know which one it wanted to be. My God, dude. And the humor in this movie? The humor in this movie was just cringe and unbearable, dude. So, you know how folks like to make fun of Marvel movies with their level of humor, you know, with the typical, he's right behind me, isn't he? Or, whoa, I bet you didn't see that one coming. Or my personal favorite, so that happened. I don't know if those jokes were intentional to make fun of the humor that you would see within comic book superhero movies, or was that just peak writing at its finest? I truly couldn't tell you. And with the humor, we have to talk about Aquaman, because as much as I hate to say it, they gave him the Thor treatment from Love and Thunder. And that is not a good thing. This guy Aquaman is an absolute joke. Like, there's nothing wrong with having this blend of seriousness and humor, but I feel like the humor was more heavy than the seriousness, if you know what I mean. And it could have worked. But the writing of the humor for that character, dookie water. And with this movie, there are some characters that make some very dumb choices, including Aquaman himself, especially in the final act. When he's, you know what, I'm going to say it, spoiler alert. So, Aquaman is fighting the ghosts of the Lost Kingdom, or whatever the ghost name was. Ghost, skeleton, I don't know. I don't care. But point is, Aquaman's fighting him, and he's about to kill him. And Aquaman throws the black trident at the ghost skull zombie king guy, whatever, and he catches it and becomes more powerful. And it got me thinking, why would you throw the one item that was going to make him more powerful? You absolute buffoon. And then Aquaman ends up killing the guy with his own regular golden trident. And it was like, oh, well, that's convenient. Other than Black Manta and Orm, I truly did not care for most of the characters in this film. I really didn't. I didn't care for Nicole Kidman's character. I didn't care for Amber Heard's character. I barely cared for Aquaman, but that's what you get for piss poor writing. And also, this is very random, and I'm going to say it right now. I may get some hate for this, but I don't care. So, for those who may not know, Amber Heard is still in the movie. And even though we have our opinions on Amber Heard and that whole situation with her and Johnny Depp, we are not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about her character, Mira. And Mira, I didn't care for her. Like I said, I didn't care for her. I didn't care for her in the first film, and in here, nothing changed. But I'm bringing this up because of this reason. Criticizing a movie based off of the actor's actions outside of the film is stupid. Like, if you don't like an actor, that's perfectly fine. But to review bomb a movie because someone who you don't like is in that movie is just honest to God fucking stupid. That is not a form of criticism. That is your own personal bias blinding you from seeing the movie for what it is. And in no way, shape, or form am I defending the actions of Amber Heard. I am saying you must separate the art from the artist. It is simple as that. I just wanted to get that out of the way because I've seen a couple of people review bomb this movie, not because it's a bad movie, but because Amber Heard is in the movie. Like just because the actor or the actress herself is in the film, this movie deserves a 0 out of 10. No. This movie deserves a 0 out of 10 because it's just honestly bad. But in the end, y'all, Aquaman 2, nah. Other than Black Manta, the action, and the creative imagination of the kingdoms, this movie is a joke, and I really wanted to like this movie. In fact, I wanted the DCEU to end out in a bang, but instead of ending in a bang, it ended in a fart. A wet, stinky fart. And unfortunately, that is how this cinematic universe will be remembered. So, plugging Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom into the rank system, I am placing this one into the negative zone. What a horrible way to end this cinematic universe. To the DCU. But yeah, that is pretty much my review for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What is your favorite film in the DCEU? Are you excited for the DCU? Whatever you thought, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you all in the next one.
After working up the nerve, almost equal in size, I walked around with the iron for any wrinkle in time. I paid a piece of my mind for every nickel and dime, but never less than a 5 and never slept on a job. A killer crept on your squad, yet never left the garage. When your God was close enough to see the flesh of his eyes. Get to the button and press, it's what the message advised. What's the threat behind the vest is where the testament lies.